Arturo, what is your function and what are you doing for us today? How are you going to serve us?
Greeting, Madam Toastmaster, fellow Toastmasters. As timer, I will time the table topics, speakers, formal speeches, and the evaluations. I will also alert each speaker of the time they have left using the green, yellow, and red cards to indicate the times remaining. And these are mine. So I got the greens right here. Maybe I should take my background. I'm in my room right now, but I'll probably take the background off. But I got a green, I got yellow, and then I got red. I will take that background off so you guys can see it. Table topic speakers should limit their remarks to no more than 2 minutes. At 1 minute, I will raise the green card. At 1 minute and 30 seconds, I will raise the yellow card. At 2 minutes, I will raise the red card. The speeches, I assume the speeches will be 5 to 7 minutes today. At 5 minutes, I will raise the green card. At 6 minutes, I will raise the yellow card. And at 7 minutes, I will raise the red card. Thank you, Madam Toastmaster.
Okay, thank you, Arturo. We appreciate you and your service to our Toastmasters group. The theme for today meeting is summertime priorities. You know, if you were going to the beach for the day, you would make sure that you had everything that you needed, your sunscreen, something to drink, a towel, everything that you needed to be out there on the beach, right? So what we want to do is remember to prioritize for our summertime fun and make sure that we're here every Wednesday at 12 o'clock, because as part of our life, it's essential that we have these meetings. It's as vital for our development and leadership as sunscreen. Would you agree? Yes, we got to make time for our development and leadership. So make sure that you put that into your schedule and make your summertime priorities. So next person that we are going to let them describe their service to us today is it Michael? Michael, how are you today?
I am well. Can you hear us?
Yes, and you are going to be serving as our
General Evaluator.
Yes.
Today at the end of the meeting, I will call upon all the functionaries to give a report of how we did during the meeting, and I will give an evaluation myself of how I think the meeting ran. Thank you, Janita.
You are welcome. Thank you for your service. Next, Mimi, what service are you providing for our club today?
Today, I will be your table topics master. And our table topics today are coming from the book, The 1 Minute Manager. So get ready to get your management skills out for table topics time. Thank you.
Thank you, Mimi. We appreciate your service and prioritizing your summertime to be with us. Yes. Okay, as Taisha is here, yay! Taisha is one of our speakers today, but we'll hold on until she comes in onto the screen. But let's see, and also we have Janet. Janet, what is your role for us that you're going to be in service for us today?
Today, I will be the audience. I was not assigned a role. I am the president, and I presided over the beginning, and I will preside over the end of the meeting. And I will be your cheerleader for everything. If anybody gets stuck, you can ask me, or you can ask Mimi the motivator, because that's what we do.
Did we get an odd counter?
I think so.
Sandy.
Okay. Okay, so Sandy, now that I've gotten that excellent reminder from our president, go ahead and describe how you're going to serve your club today.
I will be listening for those awkward bridges between words when we say things like or This is a sewing club in all ways. And maybe those really awkward long ands. If we know that we're doing it and when we're doing it, it will help us develop better transitions.
Yes. Thank you so much. Thank you for prioritizing your summertime to be in service to their club today. Miss Marilyn J., are you available? Oh, we'll move on to Taisha. Welcome, Taisha.
Hey, you guys.
Your role today is you're a speaker, right?
Yes.
Yes, and we are looking forward to your speech. And your speech is entitled, you know what? I didn't get that information. To be announced. Who is supposed to
So
receive?
I can help you out on that part. So
Thank you.
today, Taisha will be delivering her first speech to our club. So it will be her icebreaker. She has an opportunity to introduce herself to the club or introduce what she's doing to the club or what's most important to her. So that's what she will be doing for us today. Back to you, Madam Toastmaster.
Thank you. And one more introduction. Marilyn J., it's awesome to see you. Thank you for prioritizing your summertime. What role will you be serving our group today? Marilyn J., thank you.
Yes, good afternoon, most amazing, fabulous, excellent speaking Toastmasters. Glad to be with you guys here today, serving in the role of audience member and observer. So I look forward to being an audience member and observer and growing from all of the wonderful things that I know you guys are going to share with us today.
Okay. We do need a grammarian, and I did pick a word, but it's in the chat. Well, it's analytical. The word for today is analytical. But if you can look for other words that we use, information, things that we say that you feel is interesting or outstanding, that would be appreciated also, if you could do that role for us today. Ms. Marilyn J.
Well, I'll go with, definitely go with your word of the day. I need to expand my own vocabulary, so I need to pick up some more big words myself. But I believe that I can fulfill the role of grammarian. I'll do my best.
And I just dropped the word of the day in the chat box, everybody, with the definition.
All right, and I'll read that. Analytical, pertaining to or proceeding by analysis. Skilled in or habitually using analysis. Characterized by relatively frequent use of function words, auxiliary verbs, and changes in word order to express syntactic relations rather than of inflected forms. That's the short version.
So we're going to move on from the analysis of each of your roles at this time. And I think it is time for our speaker, our first speaker today, Taisha Thompson. Thank you so much for joining our group. We are honored that you are with us today. Your first speech, the icebreaker, is always the most interesting. So we look forward to it.
Is there a time?
The time will start when you start speaking.
No, do I have a certain amount of
Time
time?
limit.
Oh, yeah.
I believe icebreaker is it 3 to 5 minutes, Sandy?
It is 4 to
Yes.
6 minutes.
4 to 6 minutes. Thank you.
That's right on.
I knew it was less than the regular time, so you got 4 to 6 minutes.
Okay, thank you so much for having me, Madam Toastmaster, everybody for being here. So my name is Taisha Thompson. I am a mother of 3 sons, ages 25, 18, and 10. I am a union Insulator, Local 6, here out of Boston, Massachusetts. I am a comedian. I am an entrepreneur. I'm in several different network marketing companies. One is Secret. Secret promotes products from the Dead Sea. I'm in Nove. We encourage people to get their finances together, learning more about financial literacy. I am a union construction worker. So that is my trade. That is my career. I have not worked since October of 2019. Unemployment has been good to me. But now it's time to go back to work. Actually, unemployment ends, everyone knows, September 4th of 2021 in a couple of weeks. So it's either go back to work or really, really, really become this entrepreneur that I say I am. Okay, so how I got to be an insulator in Local 6 construction, which is a non-traditional trade for most women. I live in public housing. And one day in my hallway was a flyer that said, we're looking for women to become union construction workers. It was a pre-apprentice training program where and then the good thing about it was we got a stipend of $250 a week. And I was like, wow, they're going to train you to be in construction and also give you $250 a week. And I didn't know if I wanted to do it because I was like, I don't know if I can do this because it was around the holidays and I wasn't going to be working my job I was working. I think I was working for a company where we were delivering food. Like they made food in the back and they sent it off and we took the orders in the office. So I wasn't going to be working around the holidays. And $250 was not going to pay for Christmas. So I was like, I don't know if I should do this. And they were like, well, if you do this, Taisha, in 4 years, you can make $80,000 to $100,000. And I was like, yeah, okay. Yeah, I'll do it. But also the guy that had encouraged me to do it, his name was Brian. And he was like, Taisha, come on and do it. He encouraged me because they really wanted women. But I feel like they had an agenda because Marty Walsh was running for mayor at the time. So this was his baby to get more minorities and people of color into the unions. So it would be like, he's helping out the community. He's doing good stuff to, get people back to work and actually with really good paying jobs, like really careers. So Brian actually sponsored my Christmas that year. So I was so happy and grateful that he sponsored my Christmas so I could get into this program and do it. And in doing that, that's when I started becoming a comedian. And I think word had got out. I've always been kind of naturally funny, because I'm an Army brat and I traveled around. So I always had to make friends. And, it's easy to make friends when you're funny and you're happy, and people like you, blah, 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 whatever. So I opened up for him at a couple of his speaking engagements. So when he won the primary, I introduced him. He had an event in Dorchester and Brian was like, Marty wants you to speak. And I was like, okay, I'll speak. So after I spoke there, then he wanted me to speak again. That didn't really help me get into the union. Marty Walsh, it was his program. So he helped me get into the union with implementing this program to help women and more minorities get into the union. So once you went through the program, which was great because we went to all the trades, we went to the electricians, we saw what the electricians did, what the sheet metal workers did, what I really wanted to be was an operator engineer, drive the big trucks. I didn't, it's like, it was really exciting because we got to do these things. Now, I was raised by my uncles and I always knew in the back of my head, men make more than women. So I need to do something. That they can do that I can do too. Because I want to have big money. I want to have big money. So let's do this. So it was great. It was actually a shoe-in. Once you completed this program, you were a shoe-in, like you automatically got accepted to any union that you wanted to get into. So in that process, we went to all the unions and they gave us like an introduction of what the union was about and what you had to do. And the union I chose was Insulators because they said it was arts and crafts for adults. And I was like, yes, I can do arts and crafts. So we had a scissor. My tools are scissors, tape measure, knife, and a stapler gun. So it's really, really easy to do. It's not complicated. Anyone can do it. Any woman can do any job in the union because there's always an apparatus to help you lift something heavy. Like you're not going to strain yourself And I can say union workers are lazy. God, they're lazy. Lazy. No one wants to work. And that's hard for me because I'm like, I'm a worker. So if you're working next to me, I'm gonna outwork you if you ain't working. So you need to work. But people don't know that I am in the union. That is my career. That is my trade. I'm hopefully not going to return there. And I think if worst case scenario, I have to return there, I'm getting out as fast as I get back in, because it's not something I want to do, because I add value to no one's life. I'm not making a big change. You do get to be remembered when you see a building, but it's like, that really does not like give me joy and pride, but it's say, okay, I was a part of that. Well, that's my spiel. Hopefully I didn't talk more than 5 minutes. I am long-winded. I do love to talk. Thank you guys for having me today. Thanks.
Thank you, Taisha. Icebreaker went awesome. Well, let's have 1 minute on the clock so we can send some wonderful evaluations to Taisha in the chat. 1 minute on the clock, please.
One minute. That's 1 minute.
Thank you very much. So next, we are going to have our, do we do the round robin now of the evaluation, or do we go ahead and do table topics? Which are we going to do?
We do table topics because
Okay.
the evaluation portion of the meeting will be up to Michael, and then he'll call on everybody.
Right. Okay, so next is our table topics, and today we have Mimi, the motivator, handling and serving us as our table topic master. Thank you, Mimi.
Thank you, Madam Toastmaster. So today I ran around the house. I said, Grammy, I need something, one of those books with some questions or something in it. My brain is dead. So she looked at me like, you're on your own. So I started looking through all of our bookcases. There's at least 3 bookcases in the house, one for everybody. So I started looking, and I found a book that I hadn't seen in a while. How many of you are familiar with Who Moved My Cheese? Anybody? Well, they have a lesser known book called The 1 Minute Manager. So today I'm going to give you some tidbits from The 1 Minute Manager and want to see what you can do with this tidbit immediately. So first up to bat is going to be the Madam Queen of everything, Miss Janet Sellers.
Thank you.
So it says, people who feel good about themselves produce good results. People who feel good about themselves produce good results. Can you tell me what that means to you?
Absolutely. I'm a firm believer in the effort I put in is the advantages I get out of what is going on. I think also when we consider doing our best, it will always improve. And when we always improve, we have a vast array of things to choose from when we are confronted with an issue or a problem or even something fun to do. All of that said, I think I've had my share of problems that other people faint at. And I won't go into details, but we all have that feeling of, you know, a mere mortal would faint at this problem. And when I hear people that have problems, I'm thinking, you know, actually, sweetheart, that hangnail is not a problem. I really want to share with you that when we consider doing our best and when we consider persevering, we're going to find we're fine. Take a deep breath. Hold on to that breath. Let it go. I'm still here. And when you're present, you can solve every problem. Thanks.
Such an inspiring answer. Thank you so very much. The next thing that I see says, help people reach their full potential. Catch them doing something right. Miss Marilyn J., in today's meeting, who have you caught doing something right? And go ahead and tell them what they did right. So it says, help people reach their full potential. Catch them doing something right.
Thank you. Well, in reaching your full potential and doing something right, I see a screen full of 6 other individuals investing their time and their energy into doing just so. So I see 1 Shanita, 2 Mimi, actually 3 Michael, 4 Janet, 5 Taisha, 6 Arturo, and I think that is 7 Sandy. Sandy, I think I got that right. All right. So I see 7 people doing just that and improving themselves, improving their skills as speaker, improving their skills as leaders, which I think is awesome. And there was a second part to that. Give me that second part again, real quick.
It says, help people reach their full potential. Catch them doing something right. So I wanted you to tell somebody what they were doing right today. So you're on the right track.
So again, I believe everybody is doing right by investing in themselves today. But one person who I am going to shout out. I'm going to shout her out, y'all. Some people call it a shout out and some people call it a shout out. Whichever one you call it, she gets all that and the above. And that is to my friend and your friend, Shanita Lynn. I've been coming to these meetings as a guest off and on for some time now, and I definitely see some improvement in her and her stepping up her game, keeping it interesting, keeping it fun, and being on point. So shout out to you, Shanita Lynn, my friend, your friend, everybody's friend. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Miss Marilyn J. So my next one says, the best minute I spend is the one I invest in people. Sandy, tell me, or take 1 minute or 2 to invest in someone present in the virtual room.
Thank you, Madam Table Topics Master. I'm going to take a minute to invest in all of you because you are all here and it is late August. And to Chanita's point, summertime priorities, it can be hard to get Toastmasters or investing in yourself and others on that summer priority list. There are so many other things people could be doing right now with their time. Going to the beach, getting their kids ready for school. But you are here and each and every one of you is making a worthwhile contribution to the rest of the club and also to yourselves by getting something out of this meeting. And it's the same faces I see in almost every meeting, the little Brady Bunch squares. And that's how I know you take this really seriously. And so my investment in you is whenever I can be here, which isn't always every Wednesday, but whenever I can be here, I will be here to support you in whatever way it is that you need me to provide support for you as humans and Toastmasters. Thank you, Madam Table Topics Master. Water is important.
Well, I received that investment and I know that it is going to grow with a great return. So thank you so much. So it says, take a minute, look at your goals, look at your performance, see if your behavior matches your goals. Mr. Timer, can you time yourself? Yes? Okay. So
I
take
can.
a minute and look at your goals. Look at your performance. See if your behavior matches your goals.
I would say that so far, my behavior has been matching my goals. I can always do better. Right now, one area I'm working on is managing my finances, and that's an area that I've worked on in the past, but I've kind of ignored it in the past. I kind of ignored it along the way, so now I'm getting back to it. So now I'm actually I'm in the process of building newer and better habits to make sure that my finances are where I want them to be when 20, 15, 20, 30, 40, 50 years from now. So right now, I'm actually in the process of forming better habits. So 15, 20, 30, 40 years from now, I'm going to pat myself in the back and say, Arturo, you did a great job. But also in other areas of my life, I would say that, yes, I am thankful that where I'm at in my life right now, it's all the decisions have brought me to where I'm at right now, including making sure that I show up to Toastmasters as much as I can, because I can say that I have made great progress from the first time I showed up till now. And I've gotten there with the help of everyone from Toastmasters here. So thank you. Thank you, Mimi. Back to you.
Thank you, Art. So Art, I have to be honest and transparent with you. You may have been growing since you've joined us, but you have grown us. You have forced us to level up. I do believe it. Does anybody else agree with me? Has Art kind of like nudged you with his behavior, with his example, to do a little better? Yes. So thank you, Art. We appreciate you being here and being a member of this club. So I'm going to end table topics with this last question. It says, we are not just our behavior. We are the person managing our behavior. So Michael, I want you to talk about managing your behavior, maybe being as an employee at Ent. How do you manage your behavior as an employee?
Thank you, Mimi. How do I manage my behavior as an employee? That is a very broad question because there's all sorts of trouble that I like to get into at work. One of my things my coworkers know me for is I like to eat ice cream at my desk. So I don't know if that's a positive behavior, but maybe I need to ring that one in. But that is definitely a behavior that I've developed, and I'm known for getting into trouble with all sorts of things. But one of the things that I do to actively manage my behavior besides getting into trouble is I keep a calendar and I check it every morning to make sure I'm doing the work that I need to be doing. So I don't forget something or someone. If I'm helping someone fix something, I make sure to write it down on that calendar so I don't forget them in the hustle and bustle of the workday. So in the midst of getting into trouble at work, I manage my behavior by keeping organized and writing things down. Thank you, Mimi.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. I think we all, if you don't live by a calendar, we should take a note out of his book and make sure you're putting everything on the calendar, including the things we're doing for other people, not just the work. So I want to recap our table topics for today so you can vote on your favorite table topic answer today. So Janet talked about feeling good and producing great results. Miss Marilyn J gave a shout out to Chinita for doing something right. Sandy made an investment in us all that I am so grateful for. Art talked about managing his finances better, and Michael says manage your behavior using a calendar. So go ahead and in the private chat, go ahead and cast your vote to me right now, and we'll find out the winner later. Back to you, Madam Toastmaster.
Thank you. That was awesome table topics. We appreciate that. And we've discovered a little bit more about ourselves through table topics. next, we will be, somebody help me out. What's next?
Your general evaluator is
Right. Michael, are you ready to do your general evaluation service for the club today?
Yes, I am. Thank you, Madam Toastmaster.
Thank you.
The first part of the evaluation portion of our meeting is always giving an evaluation of our speaker. Since we don't have an assigned evaluator for our speaker, let's go ahead and do some round robin evaluations. We'll call on each person one by one, and you'll have 30 seconds. Art, would you mind putting up the red flyer if we hit 30 seconds? Cool. Art's gonna go ahead and put the red flyer up if your evaluation goes too long, but go ahead, when I call on you, go ahead and give Miss Taisha a 15 to 30 second evaluation. Since I am the general evaluator, I will go first. Taisha, a great speech. I loved hearing about your work and all your stories. Wow. My one thing that I would want more from your speech is to hear more about your dreams and aspirations. We heard a lot about your construction background, but I want to know more about Taisha. I'm just so excited to have you part of the group. Next up, I will call on Janita.
Yes, Taisha, my friend, I want to just tell you that you are a natural. Yes, the way that you use hand gestures, that's not usually easy for people. But yeah, the way that you were able to just be so descriptive with your hand gestures kept me even more focused on what you were saying and in tune with all of your whole life journey and the things that were going on in your life. But yes, the hand gestures, the eye contact, you're a natural at this, but you're going to find it more challenging with some of the projects as you go along with pathways. And I really encourage you to get on the path with your computer lessons and challenge yourself with the pathways projects. But you're a natural. Thank you.
Thank you, Janita. Next up, I'll call on Mimi.
Thank you, Mr. Evaluator. So Chinita, she's right. You are a natural. You came with the energy. So don't worry about the ahs and the ums. That's what we're here for. You will get rid of those as you go along. So if you're already starting there, what do we have to look forward to is what we're wondering. So good job. Keep up the great work and just keep signing up for projects. So each project, you know that you will say less ahs and ums and you'll grow even more. And next thing you know, we'll be hearing about everything.
Thank you, Mimi. Next up, we'll go with Miss Marilyn J.
All righty. And I had already typed Taisha in the chat, but I think it was a great speech. I love hearing like women's empowerment. I love when girls do what guys do, or when girls do what they think girls shouldn't do, or we're not able to do. So I think that's awesome. That could very well be like a women's empowerment type of story. And definitely taking the ahs and ums out of it will give you more time to tell the story, and it'll really clean it up a lot. And you'll have a few more opportunities to give us a few more things about yourself and how wonderful things worked out. So I think it's great.
Thank you, Miss Marilyn J. Next, we'll call on Janet.
Thank you very much. Taisha, that was a very nice, engaging, interesting talk, and I appreciate that. I love meeting new people and meeting people through their very first speech is always exciting. Please keep in mind that we're going to hold you to it. We want to hear you're funny, and we also want to know more about you. I want to know things that I can do construction-wise. I've got all kinds of handyman things to do around the house. Thank you.
Awesome, thank you. Art, it's your turn up to bat. Hope you're on mute.
He's multitasking.
Got it.
All right. These are the notes that I have here. I would say good intro. I like your intro. Very good vocal variety. And I noticed your hand gestures. I really like your hand gestures. So great icebreaker. I like it. Thank you.
Awesome. Last but not least, we have is Sandra.
Thanks, Taisha. I noticed that you're a really open speaker. You don't give us the feeling that you're holding anything back. And I was thinking, I wonder if that natural open speaking is just a result from your experience as a comedian, or if it's just something you've been gifted with. But either way, keep using it. It is totally working for you. Building a little bit on something Michael mentioned, I wrote down the way you concluded this speech is a setup for your next speech and a setup for the speech after that about how you want to make a difference in this world and you want to find something to do that brings you joy. So I look forward to hearing those things.
Well, congratulations, Taisha, on your first speech. It sounds like the group is just ecstatic about hearing you do more speeches in the future. Now let's get more analytical and here's some evaluations. Our first evaluation, let's see, which should we do first? Counter? Timer.
Let's give him a chance to say ah.
We want to give you a chance to say Art, so you go ahead and give us your timer report.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. General Evaluator. So what I got here, so our speaker for today, her speech was supposed to be 4 to 6 minutes long. She went 6 minutes and 1 second. Our table topics, Janet, our table topics were supposed to be no more than 2 minutes. Miss Janet was 1 minute, 21 seconds. Marilyn J, 1 minute, 33 seconds. Sandy, 1 minute, 10 seconds. Me, 1 minute, 43 seconds. Michael, 1 minute, 1 second. When it came down to the evaluation portion, Michael, 22 seconds. Shanita, 1 minute. Mimi, 29 seconds. Marilyn J, 32 seconds. Janet, 33 seconds. Sandy, 34 seconds. My role today, it was I had to do a lot of analytical today, going back and forth, tracking different things here, but I think I got it done. And it is a little bit tough giving feedback for no more than 30 seconds because sometimes we want to go on and on and on and give great feedback. But overall, timing went really well today. Back to you, Mr. General Evaluator.
Thank you, Art. Ms. Marilyn J, you were called upon to do grammarian / word of the day. Is there anything you would like to share with us?
Yes, well, I must say, you guys did not hold back on not using the word of the day. So a big shout out to Michael for being the only one who used the word of the day today. Thank you, Michael. And you guys spoke really, really well today. There weren't any, I'll say, exciting or extravagant words, but you guys did not use any broken words or slang, and everybody spoke really well and clearly and articulately.
Thank you, Ms. Marilyn J. Next up, we have Sandra Romero as our up-counter.
Everybody spoke so well today, I didn't hear the ahs and ums, so good job on burying them down deep if there were any. I like trying to find out really early with new Toastmasters what I think your crutch words are going to be. So Taisha, I admit I was listening very closely for where we may go from here. You do link the okay and the so together, so you're starting your sentences kind of the same way I do. We have that in common. And I think your other crutch word is probably going to be until you've just given enough speeches and you feel wonderful enough to do different kinds of transitions between your thoughts, and then the ums will be gone too. Everybody did fantastically. General Evaluator.
Thank you, Sandra. I think that those are all the functionaries that we've had for today. Overall, I'd like to say that I think we've had a great meeting. We had a new speaker, our new member, Taisha, give a wonderful icebreaker. We had great functionaries, good evaluations. I think Art pointed out a good, interesting thing about our evaluations running over a little bit today. One thing I will also point out about what Art did today that I thought was interesting is that I don't always see is he was very explicit about how long the speeches were supposed to be, the table topics and the speaker portion. So I thought that was very helpful to communicate that to the whole group. Other than that, I believe, do I do table topics or do I pass it back?
Toastmaster calls for it.
Well, if that's enough of me, I will pass it back to my friend, Janina Lynn, our Toastmaster.
Now it's time to find out who is the winner of Table Topics. We had some very good speakers, very good topics. Thank you, Mimi.
Yes. Can I get a drum roll, please? And the winner is Miss Marilyn J. So good job.
Yes. We can also give you an award. Normally, what we used to do when this was real, in person, we had a little award to give to you, But we're gonna have to come up with something that we could send you, a nice little paper, some kind of award, because that is special. So back to Janet, our president, to close out our meeting. Thank you, Janet.
Thank you, Miss Janita Lynn, your friend, for being our Toastmaster today. We enjoyed that. Thank you, all of you that came forward with a role. This is probably the first time in 7 years I haven't had a role and I got to be the audience and root for you guys. Usually I grab something, but everybody else came to rise to the occasion, and I appreciate that. I would like to tell you that I'm sorry about the background noise. Somebody just decided to run a buzzsaw because we have a meeting. I'm going to turn this over to, I'm going to close the meeting out, but I will turn it over to our VP of Education to set up next meeting. Ladies and gentlemen, successful Toastmasters meeting. Meeting closed.
Thank you, Madam President. So I do not have your faces on my screen. I'm actually on the Easy Speak screen right now, checking out who was the last person and how, oh, it's me. Okay. All right. So I will be your Toastmaster next week, unless somebody's just, itching to be Toastmaster. I would definitely be happy to allow you to wear that hat. I'll pass it right on over. But if not, the next important role will be timer. And who I am looking at to serve as our timer would be Miss Sellers, the queen of everything. Can you handle that for us next week, Queen? Queen President?
I believe I can, because I have an app on my phone and it does all the work. All I do is hit the button. So if anybody wants to be timer, use that magic button. You don't even have to look at it. It will buzz and let you know.
All right. That is good. So that means no matter what kind of phone you have, iPhone, go to the iPhone store. What do you call it? The App Store. And if you're an Android, go to Google Play and just type in Toastmasters and you'll find the app that she's talking about. All right. Miss Janita Lynn, our friend, how do you feel about being Table Topics Master next week? Can you handle that for me, dear? You have to unmute yourself and let me know because I can't see y'all.
Yes.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. The next person that I would like to make an invitation to is Mr. Art. Art, before I assign you to General Evaluator, because it seems like you do that very well, is there anything else that you would like to do?
I would love to attend next week, but I will be on an all-day hike next Wednesday, so I won't be able to attend.
I like all-day hikes too. Okay, we guess you can go hiking without us. All right, so I'm going to look at, let's see who may be next. Is there anybody that is wanting to be general evaluator who feels like they have that itching? They feel a little bit opinionated. They are analytical, as our word of the day is. Anybody feeling analytical and want to be our general evaluator next week? Unmute yourself and say aye. Don't be scared. It's not that hard. And I'll even give you a cheat sheet. Now, don't make me have to come over there to the screen and volunteer somebody. I'm on my way. See.
I'll volunteer, Mimi.
All right. Thank you.
Welcome.
Make sure I get you the cheat sheet so you can know what happens when you're general evaluator. So I think you missed my little general evaluator spiel this morning. That was before you logged on. Let's see. Is there anybody that is ready to speak next week? Going once, going twice. All right. Sandy, are you going to be here next week? Y'all can get unmuted over there. Let me come over there.